We wear grace like a trophy, call gifts achievements, and crown ourselves kings over things we never created. I come to you in the words of Paul, not to argue but question, not to gather information but to dismantle pride. So join me on this ride as we explore what it means to be a steward. What do you have that you did not receive? This question is not to endorse what society has implemented or provide you with any supplements in its form. This is to collapse entitlement. Embrace the process of sowing the right seeds on the soil of your heart with what God says, and then redefine success, putting back every human achievement into the original plan of the divine. So join me and let's rewind from the very beginning. Stewardship, a sacred responsibility of managing what belongs to God, begins with revelation. It does not begin with doing, but knowing. Before we manage anything well, we must first act our covenants with God in knowledge of this truth. Acknowledge Him. Nothing we possess originated with us. Not talents, opportunities, intellect, wealth, health, or breath. Stewardship is born the moment we realize that we are first receivers before we are achievers. Paul reminds us that distinction is not proof of superiority, but the evidence of grace. Ownership is a lie pride tells the gifted. Pride speaks the language of ownership in the slangs of I's, me, and mine's, but not mind enough into the word to salute the taste of the original artist of our being. Because the moment you say mine, you forget the hands that placed it in yours. But the scripture exposes the lie. God never gives to transfer ownership. He gives to establish trust. But until you build a relationship with Him, all that there is will be thrust. You were not only meant to possess the gift, but you are to protect it through service to develop it. A steward does not decide what he manages. He only decides how he manages it. This is why boasting is selective spiritual amnesia. While we blame and entrust our feel-good hormones to keep up with the non-existent pedestal of the wealth scale of achievement, forgetting the giver while celebrating the gift. Stewardship is accountability in action. A steward lives in the awareness of giving an account one day. Stewardship is not passive possession, it's active responsibility. Your time, gifts, resources, and influence must be deployed, yet wisely invested. God's measure of stewardship is not by how much we have, but how faithfully you maintain what you've been given. Heaven is not impressed by volume, but by obedience. But there is grace. God's grace is sufficient, you say, but grace does not cancel stewardship, it demands it. Some mistakes may have grace for exemption, but grace does not take out responsibility, it intensifies it. If everything is a gift, then everything must be managed with gratitude. Stewardship is evidence that grace has not been wasted. The faithful steward does not ask, what can I gain from this? But rather, what glory does this bring to God? Stewardship teaches allocation in a world obsessed with accumulation. The steward knows that humility is simply living in constant awareness that this is not mine, it is entrusted. So Paul's question still stands. What do you have that you did not receive? Is it your voice, calling, education, platform, ministry, or influence? God is not looking for impressive owners. He's looking for faithful managers. Stewardship is worship expressed through obedience. It is gratitude turned into action. It is humility lived out in a day. It is hearing on that final day. Well done, good and faithful servant. So live like a steward, with the sacred time entrusted, wealth and resources deployed, and your service honored and blessed.